This is the face of the collapse of the Empire of the United States. Mark my words. Now I'm frustrated because I just made this video and then my computer died because of my fault, I suppose. And I don't like losing things that I do because I consider that my shit doesn't stink and everything I do is gold or orange. Ever since I was born, I've always collected my own shit and stored it in jars. And it's like all over my apartment. But you know, I don't want to get personal. It kind of pisses me off that I've got like a shitty computer when I'm like a super genius. Whereas these other YouTubers have state-of-the-art, high-definition shit, computers. But I have to remind myself, I would rather be a genius behind a shitty computer than a monkey behind a supercomputer. Right? So I got it where it counts. So, mark my words, we are witnessing the collapse of the United States. The permanent collapse, really. Nobody thought the Roman Empire would fall, and it lasted 1,000 years. The United States hasn't even been around for 100 years. But this whole, like, American pride shit has reached its, I guess, apex. It's with Donald Trump. Electing this fucker really does show you what Americans are all about. And they're so stupid. They're so stupid that they're injecting themselves with disinfectant because their president's telling them to. I spoke to a girl from Texas last week. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm voting for Trump and blah blah blah, and I know everything." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." I go, "Who's your favorite author?" And she goes, and I knew she didn't have an answer. I don't read fiction. Oh, well, have you ever heard of a fiction book? And she got all offended. I don't need to read fiction. I know I'm smart. I've got a degree in something, in like mechanics or something. But then I spoke to another American, and she was also from Texas. And she goes, I go, "Do you realize?" She was younger. She was like 19. And I go, "Do you realize that like Americans aren't even taught about the rest of the world in school? Like the only thing they teach is American history?" And she lives in Texas. She goes, "You know, that's true." And she agreed with everything I was saying. They do not know that the rest of the world exists. As far as they know, America is the planet, right? Or not America, United States. They're the United States of America. We are Canada of America, North America. Just like South America exists too. United States is not America. It's south of North America. We are northern North America. We are Canada of America. Right? North America. Fuck you. Anyways, orange face. Okay, so I listened to a lecture by a professor about history, and he said there's only been 2 times in history where like a party rose to power and they did a perfect job of it. The 2 times were Augustus Caesar and the rise of the United States. I think that's interesting. But yeah, Rome would never fall. The United States will never fall. What about that American, pride and all that shit, right? Sure. Kierkegaard was a philosopher, and I read a little short 1-page story by him once where he said, "This is how the world will end. A clown, it will be like a theater that's burning down, and a clown comes up to everybody in the theater and says, the theater's on fire. And they don't take him seriously because he's a clown. He goes, that's how it's going to end. And I think he was wrong. I think the way it is going to end is, the way America's going to end, is that we got a clown who's telling everybody that the theater's not on fire, and everybody believes him. And he goes, yeah, get back to work. It's all good. Walk into those flames. It's fine. It's tremendous. And in the case of Donald Trump, he set the fire himself. And everybody's going, there's a fire. He's like, no, it's all tremendous. And I'm going to find the guy who started that fire. And everybody just needs to calm down, sit down. Don't look at those flames over there. Those aren't flames. That's the smell. That's just what success looks like. And they're like, yeah, right, yeah. And then he says, You know, I've heard from very reliable sources. Everybody tells me that the best thing to do is to pour gasoline on yourself and run into the flames. I hear that. No, I know that is going to be the best. That will be the solution, and we are going to be we're going to be great again. And then everybody starts pouring gasoline on each other, and they're all celebrating how great they're doing. I mean, that's America right now. This is such a fucking disaster and a disgrace, and that is the face of America right now. A big, bloated, ignorant fuck with an orange face because he thinks that it looks good, and he doesn't listen to anybody. Oh my god! Ugh. When this idiot got elected, I was like, I turned off my phone. I'm just gonna go to sleep for 2 days. I can't believe this is actually happening. You know, and it's funny because like I actually have humility, and I write books, and I try to like make the world a better place. And I get 20 views for my videos, and that's okay. But then 500 million people love this idiot, this complete retard. But I understand because great quote I read recently by George Carlin. He goes, "Think of the stupidest person you've ever met," and he goes, "Half of Americans are stupider than them." And I think, okay, so that's who voted for Donald Trump, right? He appeals to the lowest common denominator. Nobody wants to listen to me talk sense, right? People want to hear bullshit. I was just talking to my ex-girlfriend. Like, they elected a car salesman, right? Oh, buy this car. This is the fastest car. This is the best car. Oh, everybody's going to be impressed by your car. I talked to a lot of people. I don't have any sources, but I know everybody says this is the best car. And everybody's really impressed with this car. This is a tremendous car. Buy this car. And I'm going to let you have it for double the price. But guess what? You're getting a deal. I mean, you know how like Albert Einstein fled from Germany to move to the United States during World War II? I think the smart Americans should be fleeing right now to somewhere safe. Just let these morons douse themselves with gasoline and kill themselves because they're just going to do it. So can't you smell the gasoline at this point? So in Toronto here yesterday they eased the restrictions. Now there doesn't have to be lineups outside the grocery store. Why? Because we followed the restrictions. We did not allow the virus to spread. So delayed gratification. But in America, they're like, oh, well, you know, we don't believe in it in the first place, so let's just go out and have parties and orgies. And so, yeah, I guess right now they're going to be, their economy, but, like, they're going to be fucked. They're, like, so fucked in the long term. They decided to spread the virus. What do scientists know? They're just nerds, right? So this is America's swan song. Mark my words, this is the end. And like, and my ex-girlfriend was asking me, well, you know, that's going to be pretty bad. And I'm like, no, we're going to be fine in Canada. We're like Switzerland. Nobody cares about us, you know. Like, nobody, like, hurt, like, when, you know, Germany collapsed, nobody took over England. Like, nobody's going to give a shit about Canada. Like, we're not worth bothering with. And we've always been nice to everybody. They'll leave us alone after America collapses, United States collapses. And it will collapse. I think Donald Trump said yesterday that next year is going to be their best year ever. Well, let's see about that. Their best year ever, huh? And he said one of my favorite Trump quotes ever yesterday. He said, he goes, they asked him if there's going to be any retaliation against China. And he goes, well, yeah, I can't really talk about it, but, you know, it's like chess or poker. But you know what? It's definitely not like checkers. I can tell you that much. So you're comparing the state of the world with checkers? Who would even mention checkers? And, like, what's next? Connect the dots? He's basically inadvertently comparing his presidency to playing checkers. I'm sorry, like, if you say it's not like checkers, it's like saying, you know, you're not a complete jerk. You're still bringing it up. So he really did inadvertently say that he doesn't understand chess, but he loves checkers, which is funny. And the other funny thing is that I think I'm at this point. I'm starting to think Americans are so stupid. They actually would respect somebody who's good at checkers. They actually would be like, "Whoa, he knows how to play checkers." And then he's sitting there doing an interview, and he compared himself to Abraham Lincoln. He said that he goes, people say Abraham Lincoln suffered more than any other president, and he goes, I think I've suffered more than Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, with your hotels and your porn stars and your several wives, and yeah, definitely you've had a harder life than Abraham Lincoln. You're this. Like, look at that picture. That spells integrity to me. That's what integrity looks like, right? Compassion. And somebody said to me, well, he's a public figure. What do you expect him to say? He has to say something. Well, I expect him to at least say something not totally stupid. That's all. I mean, I agree with lots of the things he says. I think women and Mexicans should all be shipped to another country. But I just don't like the way he goes about it. He goes about it like a doddering like he's like a out of touch moron. And if you can't see how stupid he is, I really don't know I have nothing to say to you. I mean, what more does he have to do to convince you he's stupid? Does he have to scream in your ear that he's an idiot? Would that convince you, or would you still think he was smart? Oh, he's just being sarcastic, and he does that on purpose. Oh, stop making it. What are you doing? So when he hits you with a baseball bat, are you going to say, well, he was just joking? And I said to my ex-girlfriend, I'm like, fucking, I like Mulder, Larry, and Curly. I like the Three Stooges. And Donald Trump would be wonderful as the fourth stooge. But I don't want the Three Stooges running the world. And I'm like, would you like Darth Vader to do brain surgery on you? I know you love Darth Vader. Would you like him to do brain surgery on you? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay, but yeah, seriously, though. You got the best brain surgeon in the world on the left and Darth Vader on the right, and you need imminent brain surgery. Who are you going to... You're going to let Darth Vader pull out his lightsaber and do brain surgery on you? No. So, yeah, Donald Trump is hilarious. He is a clown. And I'd like to see him in the circus. But he should not be, like, in a position of power. But that's fine. The collapse of the United States was a long time coming. The coronavirus just kind of kicked it into high gear. It couldn't be funnier, though, that Donald Trump, he has to deal with it, because he's the least equipped president of all time to deal with this. Any president. Kermit the Frog could have dealt with this better. I mean, I'm way past even watching Donald Trump. I've only been watching him recently. Because I just know that all he says is bullshit, right? You know what it reminds me of? Joke I once heard, one of my favorite jokes. Guy walks into a pet store because there's a sign on the door that says, for sale, a dog that can talk. So he goes inside and he goes up to the dog and he goes, is it true? Can you talk? And he goes, yeah. He goes, and I'm the reincarnation of Elvis Presley. He goes, really? And he's like, yeah. And also, I come from another dimension. Oh, really? Yeah. And, when I take a shit, it's made out of gold. Like, holy shit. And he goes up to the store owner and he goes, I can't believe you've got a dog that can talk. Why are you selling him? And he goes, because he doesn't say anything but bullshit. This is like the Titanic, if it was filled with all the dumbest people and it was sinking. And on the way down, he's like, oh no, it's all going tremendous. And like, don't worry, everything's fine. And a few smart people are on board, we're going to get to the fucking lifeboats, this is over. But the rest of the people are like, yeah, no, everything's fine, just pick up your violin, let's play. Let's get back to dancing, let's have another drink. And then they're fully submerged. And right until the very end, he's like, everything's fine. And it's somebody else. They caused all this shit. Oh, yeah, and Rosie O'Donnell's ugly. That's what he's saying this is the end, buddies. This is the end, guys. I had nothing against America. I didn't know they were this stupid. I really didn't. Like, I've got nothing against Americans. This is new to me that they're this dumb. Injecting disinfectant? The president is telling you to inject disinfectant because he hears that it's going to work. It's just so insane. It's past even processing or worth processing. Let's just I hope my country better not let them in here when they're fleeing. You're not going to spread this shit here. Oh my god. I didn't know it was... I knew it was corrupt, but like... Oh my god. Wow. Mark my words, this is the fall of the United States. Watch. Okay, I'll give a timeline. I'll tell you when it's going to end. Well, I mean... When does anything end? I mean, if you take four wheels off of a car, is it still a car? If you take the hubcap, if you take everything, the engine out, is it still a car? At what point does it stop being a car? So, I mean, I guess you could say the United States will still exist after everybody's dead. But this is the end of the United States as we know it. They're never going to recover. Nobody's going to want to deal with them ever again. Australia is going to start sending their convicts here to United States, not here. Oh no, you're not welcome in Canada, you fucks. With your arrogant bullshit. This is the face of the United States. This is the face of the collapse of the empire of the United States, and they weren't even an empire for 100 years. You know, this is the legacy of the United States of America. This face. This is what it led to. All of their ideas about the American dream. This is the American dream. That's what it looks like. It looks like this, and it also looks like death. If you like gays, click like. If you like blacks, comment. If you like women, click notification bell. If you like gay women, subscribe. And if you like gay black women, Patreon, Human Warnings, give me money. And from the ashes, after he's taken the ship down, Donald Trump will rise and he'll look over all the corpses of the United States, and he will say, "We're doing tremendous. I've done the best job. Everybody, well, nobody's alive, but they were saying that I was the best and I'm the greatest. And it's all fine. It's going to be the best year ever." And I'm not so much enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because I have to. Because what are you supposed to do? You got to make jokes about it. What are you supposed to do? Cry? There's nothing I can do. They were warned about this. They've been warning about viruses for like 20 years, but of course scientists are just nerds, right? They don't know what's going on. We're all about making money, and that's what really matters. All of a sudden the environment's important, because by the way, the coronavirus is part of the environment, right? And then, you know what? I said to my dad, I'm like, you know, even if after this coronavirus is fixed or solved, they're going to say, okay, now we can get back to polluting the planet. And then the real crisis will come, where there's no water left and all the fish are dead, and you can't eat sushi when all the fish are dead. You can't go for sushi after you pour oil in the fucking ocean. But they're going to try. We want to get back to destroying the world and raping everything, and, you know. And then the real crisis will hit. This is just an appetizer. So think about this shit when you think about how you want to be rich. Remember this. And you know what? I don't really blame Americans, because they don't have a healthcare system. You really do have to have money if you want to even take care of yourself or your kids. So I understand it. It sucks. So I don't know. Change your government. Kick this buffoon out. Make him walk around naked with a bunny ears on, dragging a pile of shit. Shame him. He needs to be shamed. He needs to be made an example of. He should have been made an example of a long time ago. He needs to be humiliated, because it might lead to him being a little bit humble. He needs humility. I can't believe this idiot has gotten this far without being humiliated. But of course, I guess Daddy gave him a lot of money, right? That's how it worked. It's unbelievable. It's just so I don't care. Whatever. You know, in the end of the day, I know I did the right thing. What's that? I never drove a car, so I didn't pollute the world. I never tried to make millions of dollars to deprive others of things. I don't know. I didn't say bullshit and lie to people like this fucking doofus. I don't know if I'll make another video about this, because I find it actually very depressing. I want to move on and just work on my book. This is really depressing, actually. I laugh because I have to, because it's just really depressing to know that people are this stupid. That's all. that there's this many million people that have lower IQs than pigs. Like, United States, I'm ashamed to be your neighbor. I want to socially distance from the United States. Get away, you're a creepy you guys are fucking creepy. I mean, like, just do away with yourselves. You're obviously suicidal masochists. Why don't you put gold and dollar bills in a blender and drink yourself to death? Just eat it until you're dead, I guess. That was the plan, wasn't it? That's the American dream? Or is it? The American nightmare. Make America shittier than it's ever been. Destroy America. Not make America great again. Destroy America. The American dream? No. The American nightmare. This is the biggest fucking nightmare. It's gone. It's done. You're finished. It's so... So I was at a party a few years ago, and my friend, we'll call her Sarah, I talked to her on the phone, and she goes, "Can I come to the party?" And I said to the people at the party, I goes, "Is it okay if Sarah comes?" And they said, "No, we don't want her. She's like too much drama." And she was my friend, so I said, "Okay, fuck you all," and I left out of loyalty. And I told her what happened. And you know what she says to me? Like 2 days later, she goes, "I think you were lying about that. I think you just said that to make me feel bad." And I was just so at my wit's end. I just go, you know what? If that's what you really think, then I want you to think that. And that's kind of how I feel about retards who think that Donald Trump is great. It's like, if that's what you really think, then I want you to think that. I don't want to change your mind. I think I'm just going to enjoy it then. It's not my job to bang you over the head and tell you that you're an idiot, try to wake you up. I don't get money for it. So just do it. It's fine. Have your opinions and your schminions. I'm fine over here. So go on. Please go on. Enjoy destroying yourselves. But don't get mad if you look over at me while you're dying and I'm eating popcorn and laughing, okay? I paid the price of admission, I suppose. I get to enjoy the show, don't I? Someone once said, one of the differences between genius and stupidity is that genius has limits. And Donald Trump has proven that stupidity does not have limits. If you asked him, if could you multiply 9 times 7? He'd be like, whatever, you're an idiot and you better shut up. What is the capital of, Spain? And he'd be like, I don't, listen, why don't you tell me something? And he just turns it around and that's it. So he hasn't proven that he knows anything. So, I've got the highest IQ ever. Okay, well, are you willing to answer some questions to demonstrate your IQ? I don't need to. Okay, I know the most words. I know the biggest words out of anybody. Okay, can you name a big word? I don't need to. Right? So he never actually proves anything. Why isn't he not held accountable for the big words that he claims that he knows? Okay, give me a 5-syllable word, Donald. Like philosophical? Can you do that? Just give us one 5-syllable word. He would fail, he would falter, he would lose. But that's okay, because that's not his strategy. His strategy is to just yell and put you down and call you ugly and fat and stupid. So that's fine. But how can you not see that that's what he's doing?